Hi, I'm George from Patient Relations at Mercy Jefferson Hospital. I'm here with Chris, who I consider to be a friend. I first met Chris in 2009 as a float pool nurse, and I was working in the ICU when he came in comatose. I've stayed in contact with Chris. I consider him a friend. He unfortunately needed our service again not long ago in our ICU. He wrote us a letter to let us know that he wanted to give back somehow to all the care that Mercy had given him. And so here we are in the middle of Chris's garden, in which he loves, and we'll let Chris tell you his story.
Um, my name is Chris Duckworth, and I've been a patient at Mercy Hospital in Festus many different times. But starting in 2009, I was living in Potosi and had literally gotten the flu overnight and was rushed to the hospital in the morning. And by the time I got to the hospital, I was so sick, my blood pressure was 55/22. And they did what they could to raise my blood pressure. Unfortunately, every time they would raise my legs, it would flood my lungs with fluid and I would begin to drown. I was in a coma for 3 weeks, which I had died a few times and had been resuscitated. Um, it was kind of a touch and go situation. We have many friends that were praying nonstop, and the wonderful people at Mercy Hospital really did just a bang up job of taking care of me, taking care of my wife while she was there. And about 3 weeks after the coma, they began to wake me up. It was 10 days after I woke up that I left the hospital on oxygen using a walker. But their home health aides that they sent out, the care doesn't stop once your situation is over. They still follow up with you and make sure that everything's going right. I have congestive heart failure and a lot of different things that go wrong with me physically, including diabetes, which is used to be uncontrollable, but it's much better now. But up until this past April of 2016, like I said, I had been in and out. At this point in April, myself, my wife, and my son had all gotten the flu, and I really don't remember much of getting the flu or being sick, but my wife took all three of us to Mercy once again, and by this time they pretty much know who I am, and it's very personal, and I appreciate that so much because they knew how to take care of me. I had coded and was not doing very well, ended up in another coma. This time my kidneys failed and ended up on dialysis. 2 weeks in the coma and then 2 weeks recovery. I didn't have to go any kind of rehabilitation there at the hospital or anything, but I had 3 home health nurses that were coming out, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and my regular home health nurse. Like I said, they follow up. Mercy has been, my wife coined a phrase that we need to have a t-shirt that says, "Mercy saved my life." And I would wear that proudly. With the prayer that we got and the healing that took place in my body, it was really miraculous. And the doctors, the nurses, the staff, everybody there. I left the hospital on dialysis. People at the church have been praying, and it's kind of hard to get through some things. That next week, They did a kidney test and found out my kidneys had started working again, which was another miracle. And again, the doctors came in, took the port out, and everything's been doing fine. All of my doctors are Mercy Hospital doctors. I have approximately 13 that take care of me. And at that point, whenever I got out of the hospital, I was seeing a doctor every single day, and now I don't even see one a week. A lot of people say, well, faith, you don't really need doctors, but I believe, and my wife believes, that God gave us doctors, gave us those people to take care of us with the knowledge to do it. And without that knowledge, without that care, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have survived in 2009, and I definitely wouldn't have survived this time. We're sitting here in front of my garden because this wasn't here 2 months ago. The day that I got out of the hospital, I felt so good that I came right out here and started planting the garden. And I want to say a personal thank you to those that took care of me, watched over me, took care of my wife. There's so many that I can't even name them all. But I know that if I do have to go back, I know who's going to be there. I know who's going to take care of me. I know that I'm going to get the proper type of care. I want to thank God, and I want to thank those at Mercy Hospital for everything that they've done. And I appreciate it very much.